Today I'm going to be ranking every Premier League's home kit for the upcoming 25-26 season. Today we are splitting the tier list into 5 different categories. We've got best of the best. These are the absolute beauties of the kits that are out this season. Then we've got smart. You've got a decent kit. It looks quite good, but it's just not quite elite. Then we've got mid. It's fine. Then we go down into the, it's not very good, that one. And then, in case there's any absolute stinkers, what is that? So we're going to go through these kits in a random order. I'm going to give you all my reasons why they go in the rankings. And I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you want to see one for the away kits and third kits of every team, let me know, and I will do that soon once they have all been officially released. First team up this year, we are starting off with Fulham. A nice Adidas kit here, and you're going to see some very similar themes as we go through these big kit manufacturers, with the stripes at the top of the shoulders and then coming around at the bottom of the sleeves and around the neckline right here. I feel like the sponsor this year fits in with the colour scheme. It's really, really nice. You've also got intricate details on like the underlying pattern on the kit, which I really like those whenever they are on a kit. You can see it in this image right here as well. So that's pretty good. In terms of the rear of the kit, I like this. If you know me, you know I like a little something to do with your kit, your club, your history at the top on the back of your neck. I think this is actually a really smart shirt by Fulham. It's nothing crazy. However, it does look pretty damn clean. So I think this is going to start things off by going at the top of the smart category. Next up is Brentford here today, and it's this sponsor, isn't it? This has been the problem with their last few kits, that it just doesn't quite look right. And it's not as if it's a crazy colour scheme that doesn't fit in with the kit. Something about it just looks wrong. I'm also not a massive fan of whatever is going on here. It looks as if it's like a tiny little quarter zip, but obviously that isn't going to be the case. I do like sleeve sponsors that colour match the rest of the kit. That's solid. A little, maybe like 100 years of Brentford or something at the top. I'm not too sure, but nice little detail at the top there. It's, I mean, this is so odd. I'm not really a big fan of this one this year, to be honest with you, Brentford. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put this in not good. There's a couple of things that just bring it down a level. Next team we've got is Wolves, and a bit similar to Fulham this year. You've got this pattern going along underneath the main colour, the goldy orange of Wolves, and they've gone away from some of the centralisation that they had previously. I think what we've got here, you've got a nice collar. I like that. That's actually pretty damn good. The main sponsor fitting in with the colour scheme of the shirt. Same with the bottom of the sleeves. Same with the sleeve sponsor. And then if we take a look, what is the back looking like here? Nothing intricate at the top here, but this underlying pattern on the kit is, I mean, it's actually maybe a little bit more intrusive than it first looked. Like, if you're seeing this shirt in person, it's not like a detail. It's something you are very, very clearly going to see. On TV, when Wolves are playing, you might not be able to tell that it is there, but I don't know. It's okay. I think I'm going to put this one at the bottom end of smart. Brighton are the fourth team we're looking at here, and to put it simply, it's a Brighton shirt, isn't it? We've got the blue and white stripes, Nike here, American Express with that big plastered logo across the middle with this blue section encompassing it. The white at the bottom of the sleeves and also the top here. We are Brighton there as well. What we got for the sleeve sponsor? Kissimmee, Florida. That's exactly where I stayed recently. That video is coming soon, by the way, the big MLS and Florida vlog. Currently in the edit, but goodness me, there's a lot of footage, and we've got so many videos and so much content to make for the start of the season that it's been delayed a lot longer than I thought it would, but it's on its way. But that fits in with the colour scheme of the kit, which is really, really nice. We need to see the back of it. Okay, I'm never normally a fan of kits where it just sort of stops like 2/3 of the way down. I mean, this looks really, really weird, the way that it stops here with these little bits of detail. Obviously, you've got your name and number on the back here. There's no detail at the top. There's a little bit of blue creeping in there as well. It's okay, but it's nothing special. We're going to put this one in mid. Newcastle we've got next, and this is what we're looking at. Not a massive fan of this sponsor. It feels like the sponsor is the most notable thing rather than like the badge or the Adidas. So that standing out is never normally very good. The sort of shake on the lines or the stripes is interesting. Same with it going across the stripes at the top here, and then it goes into a solid line here. I don't really know what's going on with this kit, and they've kept this horrible slapped-on badge on the side that's just a completely different colour to anything else on the kit. The neckline's okay with the collar and everything. Can we see... So again, a bit more detail. You've got little blue lines going down the side and the bottom of the sleeves here, and a tiny little trim around the top of the collar. It's not great. He's not going to be there for much longer, is he? You've got this... I mean, what's going on here as well on the sides? And then the back, it does have Away the Lads, which is solid. But once again, another one of these where it just feels like two completely different materials. The back where the name and number goes doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the shirt. I really... Like, that's a good detail, but that's about the only real positive here. I think we're going to have to put this in not good. I don't know if there's any dreadful kits this year. Last year we had a couple in the bottom tier, and I really wasn't a fan of them. I haven't seen every kit, so we're going to see whether I actually put anything in the bottom tier. If not, then maybe we'll have to be really, really harsh and push whatever's at the bottom of not good into the bottom. Manchester City up next, and they've got this sort of white as well as light blue odd sash thing going across it this year. You've got a nice white trim on the collar. The Puma, I think Puma kits in general are normally pretty good. I think some of our best kits came under Puma over the last decade or so. A little bit of a white trim on the bottom of the sleeves as well. The sleeve sponsor also fitting in with the... I guess, colour scheme of the shirt here. I'm not a massive fan of the sash. I know that a lot of people would potentially say it's boring if it was just this like light blue. But I don't know. Let's see the other pictures of this one. It says City at the top there. Nothing else going on. No details or anything. It's nothing special, really, this one. I think we're going to have to put Man City into mid this year. Next we have Crystal Palace, who I believe last year I put them in the bottom tier. I really did not like that shirt. I know a lot of people did. I was not a fan of the sort of out there design. I mean, first impression of this, I'm not really a fan either. I don't... Whether it's like the width of the stripes or something seems a little bit off there. Maybe it's the fact that they've got the white trim on each of the stripes on the shirt. You've also got a multicolour trim at the bottom of the sleeves. It looks like something you'd see on like thigh-high socks or something rather than the bottom of a sleeve. Multicolours there. You've got, again, this same trim at the top of the collar here. I don't know why you've got that folded when you're trying to show off the proper picture, unless that's what it looks like. Surely not. Oh, it does. It's not a fold. That's what the bottom of the collar looks like. Oh dear. Okay, and then the back, we've got an eagle at the top there. Oh dear. And the sleeve sponsor as well. I don't know if there's a side-on one here. The sleeve sponsor's awful. Really, really bad. It might actually... if we're going to put something in the bottom tier... And it might be a little bit harsh, because I don't think it's as bad as previous. But I think we're going to have to put Palace into what is that for back-to-back years for the home shirt. I'm sorry, Palace fans. Next up is Arsenal, who make clean kits every single year. And unfortunately, we are talking about the home shirt right now because this, if we do the away and third kits, I think you already know where that's going to end up. But this is Arsenal's home shirt this year. Pretty simple, but really clean. You've still got your Rwanda as your sleeve sponsor, but fits into the colour scheme of the shirt. The collar's simple, but fine. You do have this like textured detail to the shirt this year. And you can see if we go here, which is sort of like the cannons turned into an A. Sort of looks like. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a nice sort of detail, which in some pictures comes across a lot clearer than others. So I'm intrigued to see how much it stands out. If it looks like this, I really like those kind of intricate designs where when you get up close and personal, you see the detail that's gone into them. But maybe on TV it doesn't quite stand out as much. And on the back, we've got Arsenal at the top and more of this pattern on the back. I don't think that it's up there with their best or most clean. I think maybe something at the bottom of the sleeve would have made it that little bit better. But it's still pretty good. We're going to put Arsenal into smart. Burnley's kit we have up next. And this is my first time seeing this one. Castore, who have had some really nice kits with Wolves in the past. Burnley, though. Why does the badge look so big on this one? The collar, nice and clean. I do prefer actual collared kits, but I'm assuming we'll see some of those as we go on. The sponsor is very, very big on Burnley's kit, and they've also got this pattern going all across it. I have absolutely no idea whether that is just random, whether it's a reference to something to do with Burnley, like is it waterways, is it some kind of map of the area? If so, that's cooler, but it just looks like a topographical map to me on the shirt. Which even if it is like the area, like if for example the ground was exactly where the badge is, it's quite cool, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it looks good. They love these details though about this. What else have we got? At the back, BFC, and the pattern completely stops on the back, which means if there's a shot of, the side here, you just have it completely cutting off, which we had a kit like that a few years ago, and I wasn't a massive fan of that. They don't have loads and loads of pictures of this kit. I don't think it's great, to be honest with you. I feel like this is a bit too pronounced. If it was a lighter detail, then it'd be okay. I'm not entirely sure what their sleeve sponsor is or what it's going to look like, because that can completely downgrade or upgrade a kit depending on how well it integrates with it. But it's not awful. I'm going to put it in not good. Next up, we have Chelsea. And unfortunately for Chelsea, we have to take into account the dreadful-looking World Champions badge that looks like a sticker you'd get at school. Like, this is supposed to be this crazy badge of honor saying you are the best team in the world for 4 years, and that's what they came up with. Not a fan, as you can probably tell. The rest of the kit, though, I mean, I do like this textured design that they've got here. Chelsea seem to go for these kind of things in recent years. I wasn't a fan of the last one, and I would actually say that that is kind of completely turned around this time, at least on the front. Looking at the back of the shirt, I actually don't like it as much as the front. But we've got a like half collar here, darker bottoms of the sleeves, maybe a little trim down the back here or at the sides. Badge, sponsor, no main sponsor, normally makes a kit look nicer. in a lot of instances. So that's actually quite nice. And I do like the texturing on the front of the shirt. However, I feel on the back it becomes a bit more garish. They've got CFC at the top here. And yeah, they do have this gold and white trim going down the side. I think that the front would probably be in smart, but the back, I'm not a fan of at all. I'm assuming this is to do with like some areas around the ground or something. That's what these like pictures for the background have been taken from, or textures in some way. Maybe it is parts of Stamford Bridge. I think we're going to have to find somewhere between the two, and we're going to, unfortunately, have to put Chelsea in mid. Sunderland! What are you saying? We have gone for a fully centralised kit here with arms that seem to disappear. That looks really, really odd. A little trim at the bottom of the arms. Nice trim around the collar, getting in all the colours of the crest of the club. It feels a bit weird, though, that you've got like a black backing outline on the club crest, but then you've got white on the Hummel and the W88. The Hummel seems absolutely tiny compared to the others as well, which makes it just look a bit imbalanced here. The back of the shirt, we've got some detail at the top. Is that a bridge, it looks like? Nice details inside the shirt. And then here's the crest. And then you've got these details as well. Like train tracks. Is that like... oh, that also now looks like tracks rather than a bridge, to be fair. And those are the details going along the front as well. I'm not a massive fan of this one, to be honest. Centralization can look good if everything is proportioned correctly. I don't really think that this is, unfortunately. I think Sunderland, I'm going to have to put in not good. Moving on to Bournemouth. And also, some of the price discrepancies in these kits are crazy. Bournemouth's shirt here, 65 quid. You're looking at £100 for some of these other kits. And that Chelsea World Champions one with the badge, it's like 150 quid, which is absolutely crazy. But that's not what we're here to discuss. We've got Bournemouth's kit. Black and red, of course, is always their colours. Nice texture, sort of looks like a COD camo, red tiger from back in the day, if you know, you know. Which is a nice little texture. I like that. Umbro, Bournemouth, and their main sponsor. I don't actually mind it. I think it looks okay. You've got this little trim on the bottom of the arms, as well as the collar as well. Can we switch to a 3/4? We can. And the back, you've got AFCB up at the top. And you also don't have the stripes stopping on the back of this kit. At the sides, you don't really have any trims or anything going down that. It's pretty simple, but I kind of like it. I definitely can't put it at the very top tier, but I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of smart for Bournemouth. The Liverpool kit with Van Dijk in such an NPC pose right here. Obviously, we only care about the shirts, not the rest of the kit. Liverpool, a lot of the time, have pretty nice, clean shirts. We've got the bottom of the sleeves with the white trim, same with around the collar. The sponsors and everything like that on Liverpool shirts are nicely colour matched to the rest of the kit, and I like that. Can we get one that doesn't show off Virgil? There we go. That's the colour we're looking for, or the picture we're looking for. You've also got this little trim going down the sides here. And as standard with most Adidas kits, the stripes on the shoulders. I thought from one of the pictures it looked like there was a bit of a detail. And maybe there is, but it's actually really hard to tell. In some pictures, it really looks as if they've got something. Like on the side, you've got a bit of a texture here that looks like it's going into the rest of the shirt. But it's just not quite clear from all angles, which is odd. And then the back of the shirt just has 97 at the top. I think this is actually one of the least impressive or clean-looking Liverpool kits that I've seen in recent years. And so, does it go at the bottom end of smart because it's still decent? We'll put it at the top of... No, we'll go bottom of smart. Next is Leeds. And instantaneously, I feel like it was said as soon as Red Bull became a big sponsor of Leeds that red on the front of a Leeds shirt looks wrong. Is there not a world where you could colour match the Red Bull logo to at least, like, just make it fit in? I don't know. It just doesn't look right, sadly. And then you've got these sort of checkered or like brick patterns on the bottom of the sleeves, which this is talking about the Lowfields Road Tunnel located outside the stadium. And this jersey pays tribute to this time-honoured matchday ritual with cuff and collar details that nod to the tunnel's colourfully tiled walls. Fair enough. I like having details that are linked to the club in some way. Doesn't mean that it looks good, though. I mean, again, standard Adidas stripes on the shoulders. Do we have a detail at the top? We do. I think it says "We Are Leeds." Is that like a scarf or something there? It's a bit hard to tell from these pictures. I don't know if they have one showing the detail at the back. No, they have one showing the Red Bull, of course. I don't think it's great, unfortunately. I just think that the colours just... Even though these bricks fit the colour scheme of the badge, it still feels a bit off. And the Red Bull just doesn't look great. So I'm going to put it in not good for Leeds today. Now then, Manchester United, who I believe last year I put in the top tier because their kit was clean. This year, first impression is pretty good. Sleeve details, collar details, although I would like that collar to come all the way round or to form a proper collar. Standard Adidas on the top, although different colour to the Adidas logo, which is not that common. Details for the sleeve sponsor and a bit of a texture on the sleeves as well is quite nice. On the back, what have we got? What is it saying at the very top? Theatre of Dreams. I mean, it's quite good for United this year. But I just don't know if it's in a best of the best tier. I don't know if anything is deserving of that so far this year. I'm going to put Man United towards the top end of smart, because I think that's fair. I'm waiting for something to hit that top tier, though. Next team up is Spurs, who, once again, we have got fully central on another kit here. And even though the AIA is large, I think we've got a bit of a better balance between the sizes of things compared to... who was it that I didn't really like? I'm already failing to find it. Oh, Sunderland. Because, like, the Nike tick feels like it fits a lot better here than, was it Hummel on theirs? These sleeves being very, very different is quite nice, I have to say. That's a nice detail. However, again, sleeve sponsors, please colour match to the kit. If this, whatever on earth this sleeve sponsor is, if this was the same shade as the Nike tick and the badge and the shoulders, it would look so much better. On the back, no detail at the top, but again, this same sleeve pattern going around the back. And again, just make it that bit darker. I think this is actually a really, really solid kit this year for Spurs. I'm a big fan of this. I'm going to have to put something in the top tier. It might have to be this. In order to make this kit the best it possibly can, you've got to colour swap this. However, we're running out of kits We will allow a rejig at the end, but I'm going to have to put Spurs at the top this year. Nottingham Forest up now, and wow. Okay, good first impression. I feel like I saw this kit when it was first revealed, though, and it didn't have a sponsor. And it genuinely could have been like a 10 out of 10. But I don't know if that was this year or if I'm thinking of a different year. I really like this. I know Forest aren't like a stripy team, but these like little pinstripes of the darker and lighter, I think actually work really, really nicely. Your sponsor colour matches the kit, and maybe it's just like the font of the sponsor, but it looks quite smart. And having the badge of the club in a crest is also pretty decent. This is it without that guy in the way. I think it's pretty damn good. You got a little sleeves detail at the bottom here. We've also got a colour match sleeve sponsor. We've got Adidas shoulders, but also a trim around a proper button collar. Which, as I said before, I like a collar on a kit. No detail at the top to make it like a 10 out of 10. You do get your Europa League badge if you want that. The details of like the pinstripes though are really solid. A new history in the like top at the back of the shirt as well. I think we're going to go back to back here. I think Forest have to go at the very top with their kit this year. They're going into best of the best for 25-26. 3 kits left to go, and we have got Everton. Now, I'm actually going to immediately focus on the back because you've got the tiny little tower there from the club crest, which is a nice little detail. But the kit itself, Castore again. Stake is okay as a sponsor. It looks fine. No sleeve trim, no sleeve sponsor as it stands. A nice little collar trim. I don't like the pattern though. This is one of those where you either think it makes the kit look better or worse. And there's probably not an in-between there. I am of the latter here. And I'm assuming that it to do with like the docks. Is that why they've gone for like a water design? Like obviously new stadium and everything like that. In which case I can understand, but I don't think it's great. I don't think it makes it terrible. So we're going to put Everton into mid. Aston Villa then. Again, starting off with the back, we've got the 1874 as the nice little detail. I love that this has become a standard for a lot of teams on their kits. It's a really nice little touch. In terms of just the shirt itself, though, sponsor is fine. Obviously, claret and blue, like, even with the Adidas stripes, they sort of blend into the light blue that you've got here. Lovely little regal sleeve detail that they've gone for here. I like that. Unfortunately, we've got another sleeve sponsor, though, that is not colour matched to the rest of the kits, which it's just so frustrating every single time we see it. Just the kit on its own, though, it's decent. It doesn't blow me away. There's no like backing details here that could potentially add something to it. I feel like the collar, as well as these stripes and the bottom of the sleeve details, don't really like merge together well. You've also got this little gold trim, but then you've got the like maroon or whatever protruding out from beside that, which seems really odd. And why would you have the trim there if it's not to stop that design? I don't know. I'm not a fan of this, I'm afraid. Villa, I'm going to put this in... It's either bottom of mid or top of not good. I think bottom of mid for Villa. And then we've got one more kit. And here it is. We are ending off with West Ham this year. We've got an Umbro kit with Boyle Sports as the main sponsor. That's fine. You've got the same detail around the collar as you do at the bottom of the sleeves, which is quite nice. No, like, backing details. We've got another one of these absolutely dreadful slapped on school sticker sleeve sponsors. Automatically downgrades a kit by like a couple of points, unfortunately. Because outside of that, it's simple, but it's also still rather clean. What about the back? We got the irons at the very top on the back. Look how out of place this looks. God damn it, man. It's so sad to see. It brings it down. So I think our final standings... West Ham, I'm going to have to put it in not good, purely because that looks so bad. And so our final standings are... We've got Forest and Spurs up at the top. Then in Smart, we've got Arsenal, Man United, Fulham, Wolves, Bournemouth and Liverpool. Mid-tier, we got City, Brighton, Everton, Chelsea and Villa. In not good, we've got West Ham, Leeds, Brentford, Newcastle, Burnley, Sunderland, and then at the bottom, in what is that, we've got Crystal Palace. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you hate my opinions and think that every single one is completely wrong? And that you think that it should literally be flipped the other way around? I'm always intrigued to hear people's thoughts. But that's going to be it for today's video. If you want to see the away and third kits, I'm down to do those as well in a bit.